So I hear a lot of people say millennials don't really like geraniums that much, and I challenge that assertion. As a young person, I've always been a huge fan of zonal geraniums, and we've got some that are looking really excellent right now in the flower trials, even here in early September. In particular, the Galaxy Pink from Ball FloraPlant are just looking fabulous. Look at all that color. They're still just going flowers for days. We've got 8 different cultivars in the Galaxy series, but this Galaxy Pink is just looking stellar.
A really great group of geraniums in the program this year are the J.P. Bartlett entries. And J.P. Bartlett entered 20 varieties for the program this year. That's really nice. And they have a wonderful color range. You've got everything from white and very light pink to strong, rich reds such as Valor or Patriot. Lovely collection of plants, lots of buds coming on, and a fairly good bloom at this point, which it's September 2nd week. So that's remarkable, and I expect they'll be continuing to do well up into October.
And over here in Dahlia land, we've got some stellar cultivars that are still throwing tons of color this time of year. But a couple that I want to bring your attention to are these Maggiore series from Beacon Camp. Look at this beautiful purple here, huge flowers, excellent color, and then in front of it, we mentioned this one also in the flower trial field day video, but this yellow with this beautiful, rich, dark, purpley, almost blackish foliage. Just fantastic contrast, and pretty much any of the cultivars in the Maggiore series, you can't go wrong.
Here's some really great cultivars of Dahlia from our friends at Canary. And this is the Lubega series. Here's Dark Velvet, which is a stellar contrast between the flower and the foliage. It's really an interplay that's significant. And I also really like this Bicolor Burgundy, which has this wonderful tendency as it opens, it's dark red, and then the tips of the petals fade to a light pink, which is really striking. And then here's Sunrise over here, another one that's got a lot of blooms on it right now, real good bud count coming on, but again, that wonderful petal edge effect with a lighter hue on the outer side of the petal. Very, very nice. Another real good performing Dahlia in the program this year is this XXL Durango from Dummen, and it's got a really nice flower size. It's also a really clean, clear yellow, and the buds coming on at this cooler part of the year are phenomenal. I think very highly of it. At this time of year, petunias are often on the downslope, and we've got 2 here that are holding their own. This is a Durabloom Purple from Dummen, and here is Durabloom Electric Lilac. They're both very strong, rich colors. They'll call you across the garden or across the area planted, but they also have a good amount of flower power here in September. A new series that came to us from Syngenta is this FotoFinish collection of petunias, all of which did pretty well this year, but I'd like to particularly draw your attention to this pink, FotoFinish pink, which has done really, really well, and look at the blooms on it at this time. So aptly named, FotoFinish, end of the year, it is finishing in a very strong way.
And over here with our Vinca, we've got a series that I've been keeping my eye on all year so far. It's the Kawaii series from Suntory. True to their namesake, Kawaii is cute in Japanese. And aren't these little things so cute? Just look at this nice, tight, compact habit and these delicate little itty-bitty flowers. We've got white peppermint and red shades. These are 2 varieties that we've seen previously in the trials here. But we've got a couple of new additions, Coral Reef and Blueberry Kiss, and I just absolutely love these. This Blueberry Kiss is a little bit bigger than Coral Reef, Red Shades, and White Peppermint, but it's still, again, a very nice, tight, compact habit. And these have just been super floriferous all year long, and I'm very, very fond of these. You'll probably see these in my garden this coming year.
Scaevolas are often used as a combination plant in window boxes and mixed containers. These are really wonderful plants. They bloom for a long time, and they do really well for us here at the trials. But out of the 7 cultivars that have been entered, this Scampi Blue from Greenfuse Botanicals is one of the best. It's got a great habit, it's very floriferous, and you get enough trail in the runner shoots that you can actually do a really super window box. There are some wonderful Farinaceae cultivars of Salvia on the market. They're really long blooming. They draw a lot of pollinator insects and butterflies included, but they're also one of the latest groups of plants to continue blooming. What appeals to me in this particular cultivar, this is Farinaceae Cathedral Blue Bicolor. It's got a lot of flower power. That's not so unique, but what is really unique is this silver rachis upon which the florets are actually appearing. So you have that blue and silver contrast, hence the name. Beautiful plant and a lot of bloom here in September. Well, what's looking good? Here is Canary Wings Begonia from Ball Ingenuity, and this thing has done really well this year. Lots of flowering, good looking foliage, and look at the size of it now. It's gotten to be quite a large specimen here in September. Very good plant, very good performer. Obligate shade plant, however. Don't try to put this in half-day sun. One of the really strong performing series of New Guinea Impatiens in our program are these Paradise cultivars from Kientzler. And they're really nice colors, they're really rich and strong, great flower size. But here we are again at the end of the program, and they're really just loaded with blossoms. So a wonderful finishing plant. Good performer in the season and at the end of the season.
And lastly, I want to bring your attention to a couple of really neat cultivars of fuchsia that we've got over here in the shade house. These entries are from Canary. This is the Fuchsita series. We've got blush violet right here, and we've got red blue over here. They haven't been too keen on the super just blistering heat that we've had for most of the summer, but now that our temperatures are starting to cool down, these are looking excellent. They're this really tight clumping habit. They're not, your typical full-size, huge cascading cultivars. And I just love these color combinations. So there's a bunch of flowers open right now, but there's a whole bunch of buds loaded up, and I really can't wait to see what these look like in a couple weeks.